Are you facing issue with Stripe payments not appearing into the Shopify Administrator tool? This can be frustrating, but don't worry, today let's here to help to troubleshoot and resolve this common problem. So let's go through the several checks and fixes to ensure your Stripe payment are correctly processed and displayed. So first of all, what I wanted to do is to check my Stripe integration. So let's make sure your Stripe account is properly integrated with the Shopify store. So first of all, I'm going to sign into my Shopify store. Inside the Shopify, I'm going to focus into the left part that says settings. Here into settings, I focused into payments. And inside payments, you can see the payment provider section. So in this case, what I'm going to be doing here is to choose the provider. It should be appearing Stripe. So in this case, you'd see that we have the actual Stripe account. So I choose the option that says managed. And here, what I wanted to do is to make sure that we are signed into the Stripe account we wanted to use. And add a Stripe again if we are a new getaway. So logging into the Stripe dashboard and navigate to the developer section is going to be something that's going to be helping us for verification of the API address. But first of all, I wanted to make sure that this element that says active has now in green and there's no issue in here. So test number 1 proved. Let's focus now into the second step, which is verifying the API keys. If the Stripe is already set up, what I wanted to do is to check out the API keys. But here might be outdated API keys can cause transaction issues. So to solve that, I needed of course to open any tab and sign into my Stripe account in order to continue. So logged into your Stripe dashboard, and once you are directly into the dashboard of Stripe, what you want to do is to navigate directly into the developer section. So you focus here into the dashboard. Let's focus into the upper side. It says developers, into the upper side. So here, what I wanted to do here is to focus into API keys. I wanted to make sure, of course, that my Shopify account is enabled here because we'd have several accounts in order to get started here into Shopify. So I choose the actual Shopify of my account and I focus into developers. Inside here, you can see we have accept a live payment. So as you can see, you have the publishable key and the secret key. So there's no errors here that appears here. Everything looks good. Come back later for more. So if I focus that the key listing here match those entire into the Shopify settings, now let's inspect the webhooks. So let's check the webhooks. Webhooks are how Stripe communicates with the Shopify store about the status of transactions. So let's go back into Stripe and focus into the dashboard. Inside the dashboard, let's focus once again into the actual developers that appears into the upper side. And then let's focus into webhooks. So this one is going to be connecting my Shopify store actively to the URL is sending request to its connection. In this case, here is the actual URL and appears as typed, an error date, and the status is active. So as you can see, there's no error here. There's 202 events that appears here and the API version is up to date. So everything is now been succeeded, there's no failed transaction, and there's nothing work here. So in this case, this is actually totally fine. But if there's something that appears in here, what you want to do is to make sure that the update details have now been updated, so this won't be helping you into a next transaction. So that's how you solve that issue, and the status should be changed into enabled. And lastly, what you want to do is to review the recent transactions. So review recent transactions both into Stripe and Shopify to identify the discrepancies. So compare the transaction details into Stripe and what should be known into Shopify. So we're going to focus here into orders, and here into orders, I should see how people actually make the payment, all the fulfillment information, the customer, the shipping address, and all that information. I should be comparing this actual transaction with the payment of the actual balances of the payments and all the transactions that appears in here. If your transactions are visible into Stripe, but it doesn't appear into Shopify, well, that means that there's a delay or an error into the data transmission between the Stripe and the Shopify. So I wanted to make sure that we have checked the notifications or the errors. So look for any notifications or error message into both Stripe and Shopify into the upper side to have the notifications. So this might explain why the transactions aren't showing up. Sometimes temporary issues such as the connectivity problems can affect data synchronizations. If you checked all the areas and still have issues, it might be time to do what we actually do the most commonly, which is contact the actual support of both Shopify and Stripe for further assistance, so they can provide more detailed insights into what might be causing the discrepancy. Remember, keeping your payment system running smoothly is crucial for the maintaining trust with the customers. Just focus here to the upper side, it says help, and focus into support. or directly into Shopify and focus here into your account and choose for the help center. Inside the help center, what I wanted to do is to make some live conduct here inside the artificial intelligence. So let's say for example that I go for live chat. To start a live chat, get ready here and I click into support. So I go for support and they're gonna be helping me in no time. That, guys, is how you can actually try to solve the issue between Stripe and Shopify, just in case none of this actually worked for you. And I can assure you guys that this is the best solution for you to contact Shopify, since all of those are the actual experts of this actual main stuff. So guys, with that being said, you can now reach to the very end of the video, but don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel if you wanted to see more amazing tools how you can get started with the actual payments to Shopify and so much more elements. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully we can all see you next time.